It looks like we have a massive update from Lieutenant Colonel Stuart Scheller, which made that viral video that was demanding accountability from major military leadership and politicians and all these various other people for some of the lives that were lost only several days ago. And this video did gain traction, which resulted in many people saying what would happen in the future. In that video, he talks about being an infantry tested Marine with multiple tours over into country and deployed, and he touches a nerve in that video of many wanting accountability similar to himself. In that video, he does specify that he would not make any further comments to press or anywhere else, but that is not the truth today, as we are getting a 10-minute solid long video of him going into further detail. I should say that in his first video, and he ends that entire video saying,
"I have been fighting for 17 years. I am willing to throw it all away to say to my senior leaders, I demand accountability."
Now, after that video, it did speculate across the internet saying what would happen to this lieutenant colonel with 17 years of service. Would they let him retire, not retire? Would they kick him out? That was being speculated because it's like, how do we handle a video that's gone this viral? It looks like he did make a Facebook post saying that he was relieved of his command because he was a command select lieutenant colonel where he was actually leading Marines, and it's a very privileged position and it is highly selective, highly competitive. So he had a lot to lose on the line. Now, again, that 10-minute video, he goes off saying this.
Bring me to this point right now, whether it's my entrepreneurial success, whether it's my combat experiences, whether it's the people that I've had in my life, they've all played a part in my successes and failures have brought me to this moment.
So in this first little bit, it's interesting because it says it's his calling, and I thought that was an interesting way to look at this. I'm like, in the beginning of the video, he tells the camera that he is in a van somewhere in North Carolina, not disclosing his location, as somebody that's worked with Marines as a hospital corpsman, someone that has had that experience dealing with mental health issues. I'm not going to diagnose or anything, but there is some twists to this that bring a lot of questions to this story.
I think the plan was to hide me away for 3 years, let an investigation take place, but not send me to a board of inquiry where they would have separated me on other than honorable conditions. And so I had the choice where I could remain silent, keep my retirement for 3 years, and quite honestly, live the dream for not many responsibilities in terms of leaning into the next thing, if that's what I so chose.
What gets kind of scary is the message that he has to his wife, which he says this.
After I post this video, my wife, I love you. You're a great mother. You've been down for the cause for the last 17 years. I don't know what decisions you're going to make in the next 72 hours. If anyone does want to donate, I'd ask that you just donate directly to her. We're not going to do GoFundMes. Just to clarify, there's no GoFundMes for me or my family. But my wife's PayPal is Jacqueline, spelled Jacklyn, Scheller, spelled as my last name, @gmail.com, or her Venmo, Jacqueline-Scheller.
If you guys like this content here, please like, comment, subscribe, notifications about all that good stuff. We're on the road to 150K, and this will allow you to come back for other great videos that we are creating over on this channel to keep you guys up to date. I have to ask you, what is going on? His wife isn't there. His kids are not there. And it makes you wonder, in such a divisive time, such a decisive moment of a major change in your career, your wife and kids are not part of this. I do want to remind you, back from the original video, he does talk about how he has received counseling for mental health issues. On top of that, he does talk about how he has taken another human life during that period while he was in country previously. So I can't talk about that. Obviously, I don't have access to his information, all that kind of stuff. But I will say that it is known that he has annotated he has had mental health issues in the past. It does make you question, is this a manic episode that is unfolding in front of our eyes? It's scary because we've seen public spotlight things like this happen in the past, such as Kanye West, Charlie Sheen, all these other people, and it becomes memed or funny or whatever else. But these are very real things that people are dealing with, and they're going through episodes of mental health issues. So please keep that in the back of your mind that we have seen things like this unfold in the past.
Going back to my earlier comment about maybe everything happened for a reason. When I was a young captain, I worked for a man named Lieutenant Colonel Hobbs. And we went through some things together. And he, many people don't know, was actually relieved as an 06 for standing up for moral things that he thought was right. And he did it within the system, as a lot of people have implored me to do, and he was just shuffled out the door without really affecting any change. And then after he exited the Marine Corps, he's made a lot of controversy by talking about racial diversity and equal opportunity problems in the Marine Corps. And from that respect, I have adamantly disagreed with him. But just because we have different opinions doesn't mean I don't respect him. Sir, I love you like a father. And you made a comment on one of the posts in LinkedIn without giving anyone context of who you were or what our relationship was. And you said if Stuart Scheller was honorable, he would resign his commission. Of all the noise going out there, that one comment has just played through my head. If Stuart Scheller was honorable, he would resign his commission. You didn't say is, as if in challenging me. You said was, as if you assumed I wouldn't do it. I want to make the announcement today. After 17 years, I'm currently not pending legal action. And I could stay in the Marine Corps for another 3 years. But I don't think that's the path I'm on. I'm resigning my commission as a United States Marine, effective now. I'm sure there's some MAR admin on how I'm supposed to do that, and I'll work through that. But I am forfeiting my retirement, all entitlements. I don't want a single dollar. I don't want any money from the VA. I don't want any VA benefits. I'm sure I'm entitled to 100%. I, breathed on the smell and smoke of burning shit for years. I don't want any of it. All I asked for was accountability of my senior leaders when there are clear, obvious mistakes that were made. I'm not saying we can take back what has been done. All I asked for was accountability, for people to comment on what I said and to say, yes, mistakes were made. And had they done that, I would have gone back into rank and file, submitted, and accomplished what I wanted. The morning after I posted my video and I came into work, my boss came in and he asked me, what were you trying to accomplish? And that was a very tough question for me. And my response was, I want senior leaders to accept accountability. I think them accepting accountability would do more for service members and PTSD and struggling with purpose than any other transparent piece of paper or message. And I haven't received that. For the over $2 million that I would potentially receive in retirement for the rest of my life, for the however much extra the disability would be, I think that money should go back to all the senior general officers because I think they need it more than I do. Because when I am done with what I'm about to do, you all are going to need the jobs and the security.
It's just not making sense how this is all coming together. I understand a lot of you share the passion with him. Passion is good, and I hope this is real and he is cleared. As of making this video, I've actually found out more information. I'm going to loop after the entirety of this clip. But I want to say, what is he alluding at the final statement of this section of the clip? Is he going to expose top military leadership? In this video, I didn't show it, but he does talk about how many of his friends on LinkedIn were colonels and high-ranking officers. Does he know more than he's leading on? And does he actually know further issues or complications that have happened amongst the ranks that he's willing to put himself on the line? That is something that he may be privy to certain information that I don't know how that's going to unfold. I do want to speak on the fact of money that he does talk about. So per the .gov website that does show the military compensation, it does look like he would have $1.7 million as of right now if he was to retire at 20 years. And over his lifetime, let's say up to 80 years, it would be $4.4 million. He does mention disability as well, which is approximately $3,200 a month as of making this video. So do you do that over an entire year? You're looking at about $32,000 per year. Now look, if he retires at the age of 43, because he's 40 right now, what that would put him at, you're looking at another 30 something years, which I've calculated here, and that would calculate to $1.4 million on top of that. So we're talking about a guy here that is ultimately making a decision to lose over $5 million in benefits. And there's probably a lot more that I'm not calculating here as well.
Coin carrying member, we have all these laws on how to create wealth, the one thing they don't tell you is that going after stability and money can make you a slave to the system, and it can make you compromise what you truly believe in. I don't need a single dollar. I just need every single person that's willing to go back outside the wire every single day, to wear a blue collar and just go into work every single day and feed their families. Those are the people that I need. Follow me, and we will bring the whole system down. I am honorable, and you can ask any Marine who served with me for 17 years. I dare you to ask them all and find out what I'm made of. We're just getting started.
The ending of this is quite cryptic in nature, and what does he mean by this? I'm not entirely sure. If you guys are picking up something that I am not from this video, please let me know down in the comments below if you think of anything else that I'm not covering here as I cover this story. To be fair, from this, the military has more leverage than him. When you sign the contract, you abide by the rules, you do all that, and I understand that that frustrates people, but this has been the case for how many years? Because the military is a massive organization. To move the needle, even with major incidents like this, and like I mentioned, Captain Crozer, we haven't seen any changes from that. We saw changes after the fact, but the people that were there that suffered from it didn't get any benefit from it. And yes, the sailors were more safe, right, from that situation from Captain Crozer, but we're looking at this like we don't have any rectification that's going to happen that will benefit this lieutenant colonel or benefit Captain Crozer. If anything, they were the collateral damage from these incidents that I'm seeing. And the major update from this video that I was going to also talk about in my assessment of this was his mental health, and going forward is someone is checking on him, making sure he's okay. So I'm hoping the command's able to reach out, but there is a person on Twitter by the name Paul McLeary which says this: update on Lieutenant Colonel Schuler's situation. United States Marine Corps says tonight they're taking appropriate action to ensure the safety and well-being of Lieutenant Colonel Schuler and his family, indicating concern over his mental health. I do have to give kudos to the Marine Corps to, take note of this and actually say this might be something else, especially with his past, and, hopefully getting the help that he needs. If this is the case, again, we'll let medical professionals decide that and move forward, but it does look like there are people that are sharing some of the same concerns as myself, and I think you guys might have the same sentiment here as well. I really do hope that there's somebody in the public relations sphere that if he is passionate about this, this is not in that lane of mental health, and that it is really his decision. I hope that there is somebody that can help guide him through this process and this stardom, as it does really take a toll on you when you jump into that spotlight, to hopefully garner this steam and use it for good, and maybe for the purpose that he was really going for. So other than that, I'd like to know what you guys can make from this situation, because it leaves, I think, many of us asking more questions than giving us answers, as many of the statements have become very cryptic. So please let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, what you think about this situation. As always, if you guys like what we do on this channel, you can always support over at patreon.com for special perks and benefits. As always, we also do have a YouTube join button below this video as well, where you can support for special perks and benefits here on YouTube. As always, if you guys have questions about this or anything else, you can always hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, or down in the comments below. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.